Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I'm your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Əliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their son Heydər Əliyev visited Hadrut settlement of Qocaman district and attended the opening of a military unit there. Then the head of state and family members arrived in the city of Shusha. President İlham Əliyev received Minister of Energy and Natural Resources of Turkey, Fatih Dönmez. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, victorious Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces İlham Əliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their son Heydər Əliyev visited Hadrut settlement of Qocaman district and attended the opening of a military unit there. Then the head of state and family members arrived in the city of Shusha.
Möhtərəm Prezident, Cənab Ali Başkomandan, hərbi hissənin şəxsiyyəti döyüş bayrağının təqdimatına hazırdır. Müdafiə Naziri General Polkovnik Zakir Həsənov. İkinci Korpus Komandiri General Mayor Bayis Bərxudorov.
Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti Cənab İlham Əliyev.
Salam əskər.
The head of state made a speech at the event, congratulating the military personnel on the opening of a new military unit in Qocaman district of Karabakh in Hadrut. President İlham Əliyev added that in recent years, new military units and military camps have been built in a number of places of Azerbaijan, saying that the establishment of military units has a special place in the army building work and that most military units in all regions of Azerbaijan meets the standards. Now, the head of state added that the opening of this military unit was of great importance because this military unit was opened in the liberated area in Qocaman district. Along with improving the service conditions of our servicemen, we are also keeping their housing problems in the spotlight. As you may know, according to my decree, those who have served in the army for 20 years are provided with housing. To date, more than 2,200 servicemen have been provided with housing by the state. By the end of this year, 130 more families will be provided with new apartments. In other words, the army is always treated with care from the state, the president and the commander-in-chief. As a result of this attention and care, the Azerbaijani army is known in the world as a victorious army, an army that has got the upper hand on the battlefield, stressed President İlham Əliyev. Saying that the Hadrut operation was an operation of special importance in the Second Karabakh War, first of all because the liberation of the strategic settlement provided additional support for the subsequent plans, the head of state noted that it is no coincidence that Hadrut was the second largest settlement after Jabrayil to be liberated. The victorious Azerbaijani army liberated the settlement from the occupiers on 9 October last year, Everyone can see the mountains surrounding the settlement and realize what a great, difficult and glorious mission this was, because the contemptible enemy had built strong fortifications in all the occupied territories for 30 years, had installed several lines of defense here. At the same time, the natural terrain of Karabakh and the East Zengezur region was favorable for the enemy. They were sitting in these mountains and hills and had a tremendous military advantage. Therefore, the professionalism, physical strength, moral training, patriotism and self-sacrifice of our servicemen allowed us the opportunity to achieve this glorious victory. I am confident that the Hadrut operation will take its rightful place in the history of modern world wars. Armenia did its best to keep Hadrut under its control. Even a few days after Hadrut was liberated from the invaders, they spread their typical lies and fabrications that Hadrut was allegedly still in their hands. The victorious Azerbaijani army had already raised our national flag in Hadrut. Hadrut and all the surrounding heights were in our hands. Today, when talking about the Hadrut operation and the Second Karabakh War in general, we must first of all commemorate our dear martyrs. May God rest the souls of all our martyrs in peace, said President Ilham Aliyev. Noting that at the cost of lives, the blood of our wounded veterans and servicemen, we have restored historical justice, expelled the enemy from our lands, raised the Azerbaijani flag in all liberated lands, and restored historical justice and our national pride, the head of state added that after the Hadrut operation, our glorious mission continued. It was still a month before the end of the war, and of course we continued our glorious mission with even greater confidence and even greater determination. Füzuli was liberated 8 days after Hadrut. A few days after the liberation of Füzuli, we liberated the southern part of Zangilan, Gubadli and Lachin districts from the occupiers. We actually accessed the Lachin corridor. We started to exercise control over the Lachin corridor. Armenia should have already understood that they would be defeated, that their defeat was inevitable. Nevertheless, they did not give up their foolish deeds. Our peaceful cities were fired upon using long-range ballistic missiles. As a result, more than 100 innocent people, including children and women, were killed. Anyone visiting the liberated lands can witness the Armenian savagery. All cities and villages were ruthlessly destroyed by the Armenians. The world can already see this. But look at the town of Hadrut. There is not a single destroyed building here. What does this show? It shows that we have never waged a war against the civilian population. This demonstrates to the world the high moral qualities of our people again, said the head of state. Saying that the opening of a new military unit in Hadrut was a very significant event because this region was of strategic importance, the head of state accentuated that our strong armed forces based in Hadrut will protect our security and the security of our country. At the same time, the greatest importance of this military unit is that we did not stop the process of building the army after the war and did not reduce the expenditures on the army. We have actually increased them. New contracts signed after the war are being implemented. On the basis of new contracts, the most modern weapons and equipment are already being delivered to Azerbaijan for the needs of our army. We never concealed that and repeatedly demonstrated it in military parades during the occupation. During the occupation, Armenians destroyed all our cities and villages. They destroyed and desecrated our historical and religious sites, and even used derogatory language about our people and our army. It was even said that Armenia was preparing for a new war for new territories. They said that if war broke out, Armenian tanks would be on the streets of Baku. All these arrogant expressions were thrown in the trash. Yes, Armenian tanks did come to Baku, but we brought them. We displayed them in the military parade in Azadlık Square, in the Victory Parade. Today, they are displayed in the military trophy park as a manifestation of the strength of the Azerbaijani army and the Armenian army's defeat. From now on, we will always live as a victorious nation and a victorious state.
Aziz hərbçilər, mən bir daha bu hərbi hissənin açılması münasibətilə sizi ürəkdən təbrik edirəm. Azərbaycan ordusuna yeni uğurlar arzulayıram. Eşq olsun Azərbaycan ordusuna. Qarabağ Azərbaycandır.
Then the presentation of the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan on handing over the battle flag of the Supreme Commander Unit was read out.
Təqdimatı. Əskəri şərəf, şücaət və şöhrət rəmzi kimi hərbi hissənin hər bir hərbi qulluqçusuna vətənə sədaqətlə xidmət etmək, öz qanını və canını belə əsirgəmədən onu mərdlik və bacarıqla müdafiə etmək, qoşunlara həvalə olunmuş xidməti döyüş tapşırıqlarını əzmlə yerinə yetirmək, doğma torpağın hər qarışını düşməndən qorumaq borcunu xatırlatmaq üçün təqdim olunur. İlham Əliyev, Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti, Silahlı Qüvvələrin Ali Baş Komandanı, Bakı şəhəri, 1 oktyabr 2021-ci il.
Cənab Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti, Komanda Briqadasının komandiri, Polkovnik Sanayev, döyüş bayrağı almaq üçün gəldi. Cənab Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti, and içirəm ki, bu müqəddəs keşikdə bir anda olsun ondan gözümü ayırmayacağım. Babalarımızın kanı bağısına ucalan bu şanlı döyüş bayrağını öz canından nəziz bilib daim yüksekliklerde tutacağım. Ulu Önder, Heydər Əliyevin ruhunu yaşadan bu şanlı döyüş bayrağını benden sonra sağ qala təhvil vermeden ölmek bana haram olsun. İçtiğim bu anda sadık kalacağımı ve ehtiramı bildirmek için bayrağımı öpür ve təhvil alırım. Cənab Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti, Komanda Briqadasının şəxsiyyəti, komandanlığını qəbul etdi. Brigada komandiri Polkovnik Rövşən Məmmədov. Bayraktar, ardımca, addımla, marş!
Təntənəli marşla keçid.
Brigada! Düzlün! Varalın! Təntənəli marşın! Bölük, lütfen! Bayraktar, düzüle! Alanlar sağa! Bir! Mesafe, bir düzüldür! Dikkat! Sağa! Adımla! Marş!
The head of state, the First Lady, and their son then viewed the military unit and watched the training exercises. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Əliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva, and family members arrived in the city of Shusha after a visit to a root settlement. President İlham Əliyev delivered a speech on famous Cıdırdısı plain. Then the head of state, First Lady, and family members visited Yuxarı Gövharağa Mosque. On December 21st, President İlham Əliyev received Minister of Defense of Georgia, Juansher Burchuladze.
The sides held a development of bilateral Azerbaijan-Georgia friendly relations in various areas, including in the field of military cooperation. They expressed their confidence that the Georgian defense minister's visit to Azerbaijan would contribute to the expansion of bilateral ties between the two countries.
President İlham Əliyev also received Minister of Energy and Natural Resources of Turkey, Fatih Dönmez.
Minister Fatih Dönmez conveyed the greetings of President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to the head of state. President İlham Əliyev expressed his gratitude for the greetings of the head of Turkish state and asked to convey his greetings to Recep Tayyip Erdogan. During the meeting, the sides emphasized that friendly and brotherly relations between Azerbaijan and Turkey constantly develop in all areas and noted with satisfaction that cooperation in the field of energy continued as it was the case in previous years. During the course of the conversation, the sides touched on the importance of global energy projects jointly implemented by Azerbaijan and Turkey and added that the visit of Minister Fatih Dönmez was a good opportunity to discuss the development perspectives of cooperation in the field of energy. As part of the meeting, it was emphasized that Azerbaijan-Turkey First Energy Forum was a new platform for the expansion of cooperation between our countries, determination of new directions, and discussion of specific projects in the field of energy.
On December 22nd, President İlham Əliyev received a delegation led by Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Hossein Amir Abdullahian.
The head of state recalled his meeting with President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi in Ashgabat, during which many issues related to future cooperation were discussed and Azerbaijan-Iran friendly relations were reaffirmed. Hossein Amir Abdullahian extended President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi's greetings to the head of state. President İlham Əliyev thanked for the Ibrahim Raisi's greetings and asked the minister to extend his greetings to the Iranian president. Pointing to the meeting between President İlham Əliyev and President Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi in Ashgabat, the Iranian foreign minister described the meeting as a turning point in relations between the two countries. The sides underlined the importance of continuing joint efforts to deepen cooperation in political, economic, energy, transport, humanitarian, and other fields. They pointed out the broad agenda of bilateral cooperation and expressed their hope that good results would be achieved.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Əliyev received Deputy Chairperson of the Council of Ministers and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bisera Turkovic. Bisera Turkovic extended Chairman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Šefik Džaferović's greetings to the head of state. President İlham Əliyev thanked for Šefik Džaferović's greetings and asked the Deputy Chairperson of the Council of Ministers and Foreign Minister to extend his greetings to the Chairman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The head of state recalled with pleasure his recent meeting with Chairman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Shefik Čaferović. President İlham once again commended Bosnia and Herzegovina for supporting Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and the country during the Patriotic War, describing it as an important indicator of friendship and partnership. President İlham Aliyev also expressed Azerbaijan's support for Bosnia and Herzegovina, noting that cities, villages, historical and religious monuments had been destroyed during the occupation of the liberated territories by Armenians for nearly 30 years. The head of state highlighted the extensive reconstruction and restoration work carried out by Azerbaijan in those territories. Deputy Chairperson of the Council of Ministers and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bisera Turkević, congratulated the head of state on great strides Azerbaijan has made, noting that she was deeply impressed by the development processes in the country. That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.